Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a review slash should you buy for a new game that's in early access right now on Steam called They Are Billions. I usually stick to Blizzard games for the most part, but I do like to branch out and try other games and see what's out there. And this game has been getting a lot of hype lately, and it's been pretty popular on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. So I wanted to buy it and check it out. So now that I've played it for, quite a bit the last week or so, and I wanted to do a review for people and kind of let you know how good it is if you haven't tried it, if you're thinking about buying it, to help you make that decision. So I'm going to be scoring it based on gameplay, cost, replay value, graphics, difficulty, and user face. And while I'm kind of rating it and talking about all that stuff, I'll have some footage in the background of me playing, so you can kind of see what it looks like while I'm, scoring all those different categories. So, all right, let's get into it. Alrighty, so first off, I'm going to do gameplay because that's probably the most important thing. And I'm going to give the gameplay an 8. I think the game is pretty fun to play and you don't get bored super fast or anything. I've noticed that I kind of keep coming back to, do better than I did before and try to beat my last score. There's a score multiplier. So the more difficult that you make the game for yourself, the higher it gives you a score, and you can see how you compare to your friends and stuff and try to get the best score possible and try to get good enough to beat it on the hardest difficulty and complete all the maps. So the gameplay is pretty solid, and I'll give it an 8. All right, next up is the cost. I got the game for like $22 or $23. It was a couple dollars off when I bought it, and I believe that it's $25 US right now on Steam. So I'm going to give the cost a 7. I think that it's not a bad value, but it's not a great value. I think the game should be like $19.99. I think $20 would be perfect. I think it's just a little bit overpriced for being early access and being single player and kind of not fully polished yet. But, $25 is not a horrible value by any means. So I'm just going to give it a 7. All right, next up is replay value. The replay value I'm going to give an 8 because it's pretty good replay value. The map randomly generates every time. And, like I said before, you can try and do better than you did the previous time and get a higher score and kind of compare with your friends. So with the game being random every time and being able to adjust the difficulties on each map and stuff, it has a pretty good replay value, and it can definitely keep you entertained for enough hours to justify the $25 that you're paying for it. Next, let's talk about the graphics. The graphics are basically what they should be. I'm going to give them a 7. They're not bad. They're not great. There's nothing that's going to wow you or blow your mind, but it's also not, ugly by any means. So not great, not bad. I'm going to give the graphics a 7. Next, let's discuss the difficulty. The difficulty, I'm going to give a rating of 8 because in a game like this, you want it to be challenging, but you also don't want it to be so impossible that somebody can't pick up the game and get into it. And I think this game does a pretty good job of, the first map on the lowest difficulty, giving you an introduction to kind of learn how the game plays. And then you can bump up and keep progressing to tougher difficulties and tougher maps when you kind of learn the game and how it flows and how to play. So I think the difficulty is pretty good. It could definitely be polished a little bit more, but 8 out of 10 is a pretty good score. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the user interface, how the game kind of looks and functions. And I actually gave this a 6, which is the lowest score out of any category that I gave for this game. I don't think it's terrible by any means. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I didn't give it like a 3. But I do think there's some definite and obvious room to grow for the user interface. It does have it has a system kind of similar to StarCraft where you can hotkey things, 1 through 8, but there's no controls to you can't hotkey your soldier center and then hit the hotkey and then build and then hit R to build a ranger. There's no hotkey to build the ranger. So I would like to see them add hotkeys for buildings similar to what StarCraft does. That would even maybe bump it up to a 7. Just that one thing, being able to have more control over the hotkeys and stuff. and how the resources look and how the whole income system functions could be laid out a little better. I mean, it's not bad by any means, but yeah, in my opinion, it was a 6 out of 10. So now, just in conclusion, I want to talk about my final thoughts on the game and, give my recommendation on if you should try it or not. Averaging out all of the categories, it comes out to a 7.3, which is pretty good. 7.3 out of 10 is a good game. I would say anything over 8 is a great game, and anything over 9 is like a game of the year candidate, something that I think is amazing and you have to buy it right now. So 7.3 is just a good game, I think, and I think that's about exactly what it is. I don't think the game is gonna blow you away or anything, but it's worth trying. If you have $25 and you're on the down season of Diablo or something, or you're looking for a game to try, I think it would be a good pickup for you, and I think you'd enjoy playing it for 20 to 30, 40 hours. So I think the cost and the value is justifiable if you're looking for a game to try. If you have any questions about the game or anything like that, leave it down in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.